things that makes it hard when you have guests. And they come over for the holidays and stuff, and then they leave their stuff all over the house. As you may have guessed, Monique is not here today, and she got paid today. There must be Dory's potato chips. Cheddar and sour cream. Alright, I guess let's see what these taste like. They're not bad. They're not really my thing. But they're edible. Okay. So now, today, as I said, it's earlier in the video was for lunch. It's raining. It's soggy. It's wet. It's not fun. And so I just going through my mail here real quick. Gotta make sure we're on live. Let me explain one thing to you about this. I have no way of easily telling, as I said, if we're actually being broadcast, if you can see the broadcast or not, or if there's anything wrong. Christ. Ah! What is with this place? You know, okay. So what was I? Let me focus on what I was trying to get at before I get to a sidetrack. I had a chance to get the bills paid today, and a lot of people are surprised at the way I do them because I pay them so quickly and electronically. I woke up about 7 this morning, and the bills are paid by about 8 in the morning. So they were done pretty quick. And you talk to some of the people, and they look at the way I pay my bills. They're like, "Oh, well, gee, you know, why do you pay them the way you do? You know, you have a list, you have a..." Yeah, actually, it's not bad. I think Dory got these, and then so she's got about some money tonight. Alright, so I got bills paid. You can see I got my hair done. I trimmed up some of the imperfections in it. Cost a little bit more. It's like $60. I have an IOU with the hairdresser for the 10. Oh, I have to admit, I like the, and they're not bad. I like the Pringles versions better. with cheddar cheese. And I sort of like the pizza ones too. But, so, what was I? Oh yeah. So, I'm paying off. Rusty, what are you doing? All the bills that was on my list this morning. Got my refills on my prescriptions and everything else. And so I sat down and I said, like I said a couple days ago, I may not be able to get the Cancy eye drops on PayPal because they might be short. That's still the case. Well, I also told you that a Frontier says on one of my accounts I actually have a credit. I forgot how much it was, but I think $47 sounds about right. The point is that money can be used to buy the Cancy eye drops. Once I get the check in the mail, the cash up, pay the bill, and get the money deposited into my checking account and go ahead and order the Cancy eye drops. I found out I am indeed eligible for the Barclay Fund in February, and so we will be going for that and trying to get help with my bills. Home court advantage. Yeah. So once the renter's rebate, I mean the check comes from Frontier, I'm going to deposit it into the bank, and then with the cash, once the deposit clears, I'm going to go ahead and buy eye drops with that. And my little stuffed animals are flying everywhere. So it just is crazy. As you can guess, Monique did not come again, and I don't know what she's doing right now. And I didn't get a chance to talk to her, confirm she was coming. So I basically am just doing this pretty much by myself. Now, we mentioned so many times building of the tube amplifier project, and I still want to do it. But it would make sense to combine a couple of techniques together. The first one is to use, because of the sheer expense, to use a output transformerless audio system. The technology that uses extremely rare and expensive tubes, and but because they're rare and because they're expensive to build an output without transformer, it's going to cost me just as much than if I built one using a standard 6.6 kilo ohm audio transformer for my amplifier. So the problem is, to do this is, well, it's going to cost me money. because the problem is that these tube amplifiers are really expensive to build. I'd love to build it. I really haven't. I've been thinking about it for years. You know, how can I build such a tube amplifier? I look pretty good. I'm in frame. Well, actually, I'm a little off, but okay, the hell with it. As long as you can see me, that's all that counts, right? And my hair looks good, and the picture looks good, and things like that. Yeah, but at least the microphone looks like it's in the center of the frame. Yes, it does. Okay, so pretty good. Actually, what's showing up here, the microphone is that Monique's microphone is over here, is because this table is a little off. I can see that because the way it's set up. And the way it's set up the way it is because when you're trying to set up a studio like this, we have two different cameras, and we use the iPhone 4S is a widescreen. The other camera is a standard definition camera. Now, what that means is just like it sounds like, because one is high definition, one standard definition, is that not everybody is going to be at the same level, okay? So, I gotta get another one of these too. This poor guy is so battered. It still works. It looks like it's really seen a lot better days than this. And so I need a new test card. And it really does make my life a lot easier to have this, because I can focus with this card. And unfortunately, I have to tell you that as far as which format do I prefer better, high definition or standard definition. I do not like the high definition at all, because the standard definition video to me makes me feel like the picture is, number one, is fine, but the amount of data in it to make it work is just, well, a little bit too much, okay? So, I mean, the personal standard definition is fine. However, I have to admit, 640 by 480 and TSC sucks. 720 by 576 PAL looks good. But the sad truth is when you're in my economic bracket, you use what you got, not necessarily what looks good. Okay? Yeah, I got fingerprints all over my camera on the back. And hi, Mr. Cat. You wanna come up for a little bit? He's outside. Mr. Big Boy. You can see him in camera, I think you can, right? Hey, see you in camera? I think they can. He's doing really good in my neighborhood. So, Rusty stayed inside most of the day. Hello? What the a pre-recorded question survey. Wow. Gee. How exciting. Oh, you know, I'm gonna say something. That's one thing I absolutely positively find disgusting. Is the people that call me up on my private phone and ask me things like, "Hi, this is Joey from Electrotech. Can you hear me now?" You know, if you answer no, it actually tells them, shut up. I don't know if you knew that. If you say yes, then guess what? They start their tape recording and start telling you about what they're trying to hawk, okay? You know, it's things like that. It's just kind of stupid. I never understood the logic behind doing that to people. You know? What is the story behind that advertising? You do realize that majority of the time, unless your location is really shitty, you know you're gonna hear you. You're gonna hear them. So I see those get messages like that. I don't even answer it. I just say no and hang up. I don't know about these. I think Dory did. So the point is that this month the bills are paid for time being. And the case manager says to me, I'm thinking about having a group shopping trip on Tuesday or Wednesday. I said, well, that sounds okay. There's nothing wrong with a group shopping trip, but you're going to have to give the people time to shop. They're going to give them about an hour. Actually, in Walmart. You know, I'll be honest. Walmart is not really the best store to shop. Do you think Walmart is going to be part of Donald Trump's Make America Great Again? I don't think so. Because they like to order stuff from China. And China loves to undercut everybody to devalue their currency. But as China is instituting higher taxes and more regulations, the employees are demanding more wages. More and more companies are looking for cheaper places to go sell products. Go figure the history, right, of the middle 20th century. Then the 50s and 60s, it was Japan. Then there was Korea. And early electronics in Japan and Korea, especially in the 50s, now Korea considered pretty subpar, okay? Company improves the quality of technique manufacturing. And all of a sudden, you see, made in Japan. It went from being considered junk to something of quality. Okay. Now, compare that with made in China. Originally, made in China was the same deal. Cheap crap. I'm not saying they don't make cheap crap, they do. They make some good crap and they make some cheap crap. the 8-bit guy tested with Techbone one such piece of cheap crap. It was a cheap boombox. That was a piece of crap. That thing didn't really work that well. And it had the ability, supposedly, to record straight from the radio and tape to SD card or USB port. But the way it did it was so crappy by using acoustical coupling. Now, if you know anything about what that is, basically is you stick a microphone in front of a speaker and then you set the EQ or the level control on the microphone and the speaker so you don't get distortion. And hope that everybody else in the room stays quiet. Instead of directly wired coupled on the output stage to the input stage. Usually through a line level. Which is the much better way to record from source to source. This system here does the latter, not the latter, not the former. In other words, this microphones, both of them are on right now, these go through the M60 Shure mixer, which has a microphone level output. That microphone level output goes into the iRig Pre, which goes into the iPhone 4S. And that makes it a better quality sound than doing something similar to taking my iPhone 4S built-in microphone, placing a speaker in front of it, and basically speaking to that. The end result would be far from impressive. When I started out with the original iPhone 3GS, I did not have an iRig Pre, and that's exactly what we did. But we did not use this stuff. We had our iPhone 3GS taped to my tripod, and we had one of those little microphone clip microphones that were, you see a little adapter that plugs in that lets you use a standard headset or headphones with this adapter that converts so you can actually use them as a wireless or telephone headset. Unfortunately, the problem was with that thing was the tiny little condenser microphone was far from exemplary. It stunk. Okay, I still have it, but it still stinks. So, I didn't pay a lot for it either, but that's not the point. Today, everything in China is made with plastic. And there are some things in the world of electronics that plastic is not going to work. Allow me to educate you. Some circuits, may it be a vacuum tube preamp, a solid state preamp, are very susceptible to interference from outside noise, like electromagnetic noise. And in an ideal circuit, you want to have a metal cage or a chassis that's going to keep all unnecessary interference, electrical interference out of the system. But China loves this plastic stuff, and so you can have the best preamp on the market, and it still sounds like it's getting hum from circuits outside of it. The iRig Pre is made like this. The iRig Pre, if I have the iRig Pre too close to the Wi-Fi device from T-Mobile, all bets are off because it's a plastic case. It does not shield against RFI from the Wi-Fi circuit. That's why I have the iRig Pre is of course over by the phone, and then of course the Wi-Fi is over here near the window. It also helps make sure I get a good signal strength out. So I want to, like I said, I wanted to build my tube amp and preamp, and so I'm still thinking about it. But I gotta get a new drill because my old drill disappeared. We don't know where it went. I mean, it could be anywhere, you know. Possibly, my landlord borrowed it. Yeah, he's borrowed my tools before and he's never returned them, so that I wonder why. I'm looking for tools, I can't find them. But a couple of months ago, somebody actually broke in around Halloween, and they actually took some stuff, including a very badly greased Craftsman drill press I bought from a junk shop that works really horrible. Okay, in other words, it really only had one speed. It didn't have multiple speeds. So that's an example of what I'm talking about when you get cheap shit. Okay, well, the drill press was a Craftsman. It actually was made in the 70s. It really wasn't a bad drill press. It hasn't been re-greased since it was made. I tried to grease it. Unfortunately, I found it to my dismay that the way they assembled the damn thing, I couldn't fully get it apart to fully grease because I couldn't get the full plastic chassis off. Maybe I was missing a few steps. I don't know. But when I saw what the actual variable speed control was, consisted of a rheostat and something similar to a wire-wound resistor, the cat wants to go out, so let me let him out real quick, okay? Now, like I said, I don't know if there was any electronics such as a triac or any other kind of circuit for reducing the speed of the drill. But we all know that in those circuits, I think it was using a saluting control rectifier normally, there would be a CR2 controller motor. It's a universal motor, okay? In other words, it has brushes and it has a field winding. Hey, and we know that for the most part, those kind of motors are not necessarily the best, but they're relatively good because they can run on AC or DC. In this case, the variable speed control, like the one in the Black & Decker drill, that's exactly what it has. It has and skill drills as well. It has a saluting control rectifier and a variable speed control, which consists of a rheostat control that basically changes the speed. So from all the way up or as fast as it can go, you can slow it down. by sliding it back. Well, unfortunately, I tried to do that with this drill press and this Craftsman drill press, and I couldn't because the stupid thing only went one speed. Speedy Gonzalez special. It was a 1/4-inch chuck drill press. Okay, but what I was going to use it for anyway, it really wasn't going to matter if it was a 1/4-inch chuck. It was just to drill a circuit board. And to mount some tube sockets and of course drill holes for the, you know, the connectors and stuff like that. But so unfortunately, like I said, someone stole the drill press. And of course my electric drill was gone. Well, my circular saw's here, but I don't need a circular saw. Not for this job. I need a little bit of a drill press. I got my hand drill, but I can crank. But the cut metal of that is going to be one long time to cut into even a thin aluminum sheet, because it's going to take a while for me to, first of all, I got to punch the hole for the tube sockets, and then once I punch the hole to center it, then I gotta put on the arbor after I put on the hole saw that matches close to the tube socket size I need. Let's just say an 1/8 inch for 9 pin, and then I put that in, and then so then I have to sit there and hope to God I hold it steady as I'm slowly turning. Actually, try to turn relatively fast without shaking it around, so I can keep things for the drill bit from walking around. Talk about time consuming. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna get a drill. And of course I remember the drill I used to have when I was living with my father gave me, which was a Black & Decker Type 2 drill. So I'm like, I'm gonna get one of those, because I really don't like to cut keyless trucks. I have to admit, the keyless trucks, I guess for some things are okay, but for cutting into metal, unless you got Hulk Hogan muscles, you're not going to be able to tighten that chuck as tight as you really would like it. So unfortunately, the drill is chuck slips, and then you have to wrench it tight again, and then it tends to slip again. You have to keep wrenching it tight. Jacob's chuck, well, you got your hex key, or your chuck key, you tighten it up, then you tighten the next height, tighten the next. So we're talking about universal chuck, and it has extras mixed around. They're all integrated, the keys. If it's a 4-jaw chuck, well, then like you see on the lathes, like on Dave Richards' Steve Part Machine Shop, the 4-jaw chuck. Yeah, that's individually controlled chuck keys. But that's not really commonly used on a drill. But they're good because they can actually be used for irregular shapes. Like for a case of like a machine shop, if you want to turn down square stock or something, you want to put square stock metal into a lathe. If you properly set the chuck right and center it, it works out great. But it's a lot more complex to set up. That kind of a chuck for a drill or for lathe work. But for me, for the drill, I didn't really want to spend a lot of money on a drill. Well, we mentioned plastic because the other plot choice is easier to cut into with a hand drill is with a hole saw is plastic. But that ain't gonna do nothing for RFI shielding, especially for vacuum tube, preamp. You also want to be sure to have your case have a proper earthed chassis. You're dealing with possibly a B+ supply of 250 volts DC. You want to, even if you are using a solid state boost converter, which acts as a replacement for the old automobile radios. I used to use what they call a mechanical vibrator circuit to generate the 170 volts in DC through a rectifier tube that goes to the transformer, that goes to the plates. Not exactly what I would call a regular AOK circumstance. So, I don't even know about how we would actually really build this thing the way I wanted to build it. So that's one thing we were going to do, was possibly start buying certain parts. But ideally, I really want to wait until I get the register. I would wait until I get the AT&T money, and then our Frontier money. And once I get the Frontier credit or the check, and then deposit that bank with the deposit slip, then once that clears, I could go ahead and use that to pay for my drops, and leave the PayPal credit alone. But I did talk to the people at the Berkeley Fund here in the Winston Town Hall, and they said to me that I can apply for the Berkeley Fund in February. Yes, they'll take care of back any old bills, like the old Frontier phone bill and stuff like that. They get me all caught up. Okay? Great news. Another thing I noticed is that the actually it's not really, it's because of the tax. It's because, no, you know what it is? It's because of the late fees. Oh, okay, yeah. Michelle's home internet went up to $65.57. Right. And need I say, that doesn't make me too happy. No. Okay, so I'm gonna work on that. But the whole point is, was any of the messages? Some of these messages are interesting. Listen to this one. Are you thriving or surviving? This comes from Miranda Cummings. Okay, it's general, but it's a great question though. Are you thriving or surviving? I would say right now at this point I am kind of just in a very low-key survival mechanism at this point, and so I'm not really doing as well as I'd like. I could really do better than this, and I will do my best to straighten out these bills and things like that, and do more than just survive. You're right, just survive, but still, Michelle is not stupid. She's got things to do. Good things to do, you're right. So I will try to get as many of these bills paid off as I can. But here's what you guys can continue to help. Please click on the AdSense ads, especially if they're ones that you are interested in. Because when you do, even if it is like 10, 15, like 5-10 cents depending on the ad, I can actually start making money. Like I got 60 something dollars. Yeah. And once I get the first $100 worth of AdSense income, I will get my first check from YouTube. Now, for a long time, we actually had no AdSense. So we turned that off because we thought that was killing the ads, or killing the channel. It didn't really turn out to be killing the channel. It just, it was just kind of creating a lot of confusion for everybody. Because, you know, the AdSense, people hate AdSense. People hate, they have ad blockers and all that. For those of you who are into ad blocker stuff, first of all, I have empathy for you. I understand what you're feeling. But, I know, for example, that with, I could go ahead and I could be a real hard case and go, I'm sorry, but you're only going to be able to watch videos, my videos on monetized platforms, such as the YouTube app, instead of using the internal MPEG player of the iPhone. I decided not to do that because, number one, I understand that some people don't like the external YouTube player. I don't, because I actually have tried it. And the first thing I noticed is that it doesn't really, I like to alternate between the two for testing purposes. And sometimes the thing thinks that it wants me to have it as my main player, and it's not. So there's no easy way to configure it and say, do not automatically start when I'm looking at YouTube videos. Either A, let me choose the option, or, you know, I admit that'd be a pain in the ass, but why not? At least give me the option. Choose it, and then maybe have an option say, and then I can later choose in the videos that if I want to use the option in the future. That would be great, but I mean, it's not, let's just see what we're doing here right now. It's just not something I really kind of like having to use YouTube Play all the time. Because the first thing, is, what the heck? Yeah, you know stuff, huh? Yeah, advertising. No, it's still recording. It is? Yes, it is. Okay. And the sound is on. That's better. So the recording is going, and it's just for some reason, I'm not getting my thumbnail on my phone right now, but that's one of the reasons I was trying to figure out what was going on here. But the point is that every time I do these videos, it's really just a really difficult thing for me to get people to, you know, I hope it's working. I don't see why it wouldn't be, okay? I can check out another thing too. Let me just check a few more things to make sure there's no surprises. Yep, it was going up. Okay. As far as I know, everything's running. Alright, it's 5:39. So let me just wrap it up. I am going to still try to build a tube device. But I don't know when I'm going to be able to build it, and I really am still interested in building a vacuum tube turntable preamp, because it would be kind of cool. But I have to be honest, I'm using a boost converter, a solid state boost converter that can generate up to 450 volts B+. It is really, really scary. It does not take no rocket scientist to visualize just how much damage that can do to a human being who may accidentally end up in the wrong place. I don't think it's going to be any safer than using a big iron core power transformer. In one sense, it would be simpler, but in another sense, it would still be lethal, because the amount of voltage and current coming out of that thing is definitely not nice at all. Alright, so let's get the weather forecast, and then we're going to wrap it up for the day, okay? Because it is pretty late. Right now, it is raining outside, as my cat attests. It is 3 degrees Celsius. The wind is north at 20 kilometers per hour. Humidity is 93%. The dew point is 2 degrees Celsius. Sunrise this morning was at 7:20 a.m. Sunset today was at 4:34 p.m. In the next few days, in short, okay. In some cases, it's not really going to be super scary. Except that, remember I told you, we're going to see a big temperature swing for the January 4th. It will be mostly sunny, a high of 7 degrees Celsius, and a low of -6. I don't like that. It's like, again, that's over a 10-degree difference. When I see temperature changes that much in a single day, I tend to get extremely concerned because that means you could have some serious whoop-ass weather. On Thursday, January 5th, it'll be mostly sunny. The high of -1, a low of -6, 0% chance of precipitation. Friday, things get close to where it should be for this time of year. January 6th, mostly sunny, a high of -1, a low of -10, with a 10% chance of precipitation. Saturday, January 7th, a high of -2, a low of -11, 0% chance of precipitation. Same basic thing for Sunday, and then we will see the temperatures start to warm up a tiny tad in the extended forecast beyond that. But I don't think we need to go into that right now because we already told you once before that these weather forecasts are absolutely, positively disconcerting. And now, well, let's put it this way. They are, you start seeing weather like that, you know, there's some really serious issues that need to be kept in mind because the weather can actually become quite dangerous. Anything new here in the news? Well, unfortunately, I don't have my main phone because that's doing the radio, so I can't particularly focus on the media. So we'll just go through the Infowars.com headline news pieces right now. Okay, these are actual titles of videos. I'm going to just go through them right now and see if I can give you the first one. Obama's open borders closing Trump will take. Amazon plans complete consumer-based corporate. These things are kind of cut off here when I read through these. EU uses fake news to save Merkel. Megyn Kelly to leave Fox News for NBC. Full show globalism is malware to America. Obama gasps for relevance in America. Soros launches plan to bring down U.S. and Israel. Trump news sheriff in town will restore order to corrupt Washington. All right, we know that. So yeah, we got some news to go through, and we will go through that news and get caught up. But still, it's, you know, I have to admit, this is no fun without Lumi, without Monique and without Dory. And in fact, Dory said she might be around on Wednesday of this week. That's tomorrow night, or Thursday night. I can't wait because this is really, really just not my news. I'm not doing as good without Dory around. And of course, Monique is great too. And in fact, me and Monique get along very well. I'm trying to get to hang out with some more of my friends, and we're trying to see if I can get more people. Oh, there I am. I'm back on camera again. They can see me. I'm staring at my BlackBerry. I look like I'm so distracted. I'm sorry. I'm not really trying to be distracted. Alright, so the point is that's the news as it stands right now. Not much to say unless things start turning around, unless I see more of a demand for these live streams. We might go back to the other way of doing the videos because, number one, we can actually edit them down, clean up any imperfections, any flaws, retake what we have a problem with and start fresh, and instead of have to shoot videos at the seat of our pants. And I don't know if you like that or not, but I'll tell you one thing. As far as cameras go, I don't really know if I like the HD TV stuff at all. Besides the fact it takes so much resources to do a high definition television video. It's just crazy. The amount of bandwidth needs to do one is over the top. Okay, so we might be going to consider going back to pre-recording news, because first of all, you guys never fucking call. So what am I wasting my time for? Do a live stream like this is like, if you guys were watching the videos and were asking questions and phone calls, I would be much more happier to see these kind of videos being done. But the sad truth is that's not working out that way. And I do better with the pre-recording videos, and only use the live stream for those really special things that cannot be done by recording them online. So for now, thank you very much, guys, for watching this. Hopefully Dory will be here tomorrow, or Monique will be here tomorrow, but I'm still thinking is that these live stream videos are just not really working for me. First of all, it's really hard to get all motivated when I don't even know how many people are really watching them. And that's kind of disheartening. The amount of work that I'm putting into them, and the fact is that very few people watch them. And of course, like something like I said, it's easier to tape them. Alright guys, for now I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye bye.